a night players dream of, to play in a gorgeous summer evening in Montclair, New Jersey for USL Championship Soccer here on ESPN+. David Goss and Connor Lade with you as New York Red Bulls 2 face off against the Charlotte Independents for the first time in 2 years. A big one coming up. Connor, you take a look at what these two teams are coming off of, and it's a tale of two tapes.
100%. Two totally different results. Red Bull coming off one of their worst results, arguably in franchise history. They're going to be looking to prove a point here. Got rained out in Charleston last week, so today is the night they get to take out their frustrations. And on the flip side, Charlotte coming off two marquee wins. Hartford Athletic, a come-from-behind victory and beating one of the best teams in USL in Tampa Bay Rowdy. So they're looking for the third win in their toughest, quickest turnaround of the season, and to make it 3 wins in a row. Yeah, a whole new test, but as you said, last week started with that shutout against Tampa Bay Rowdies, and it was led by this man, Brandon Miller, in goal. Yeah, Brandon Miller is anchoring the Charlotte Independent side. Strong start to 2021, 3 clean sheets. He commands his box. He's athletic. He can move and get down, as you can see. He's just a very good shot stopper, and he's looking to add his 4th clean sheet of the season. Former Gold Glove winner and USL Goalkeeper of the Year winner, Brandon Miller. But on the other side, the man, he'll be trying to slow down a young man at that in Roll Mitchell. You know, John Wolenek always wants his young attackers to be aggressive and not fear mistakes in the final third, and you can make no mistake there. Roll Mitchell just slicing through the defense and showing why he's such an asset to this young attack. He's fearless. He's got good 1v1 ability. And I think he's, you know, the one thing in this Rebel system that demands for the number 9 position is the ability to run behind like he does here. Unfortunate to not add another goal, but he's got all the abilities. He's going to pair well with Omar Sow up here tonight, and we're excited to see what he brings. A lot of action coming up. We'll be back in just a moment here on ESPN+.
Every year, the average person generates nearly 1 ton of waste, with more than 250 million tons of garbage being buried in U.S. landfills annually. At Covanta, we are working to change that and ensure no waste is ever wasted. We believe the materials discarded every day should be utilized to their fullest potential to preserve the world's valuable resources and generate clean energy for our communities and the world we live in. This is how Covanta is powering today and protecting tomorrow.
We believe healthcare can keep getting better. That we can make it simpler, kinder, and even more miraculous. So we'll keep pushing ourselves to make our best even better. Because that means you will keep getting better too. Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better.
Yeah, Red City.
I'm a Verizon engineer, part of the team that built 5G right, the only one from America's most reliable network. We designed our 5G to make the things you do every day better. With 5G nationwide, millions of people can now work, listen, and stream in Verizon 5G quality. And in parts of many major cities where people can use massive capacity, we have ultra-wideband, the fastest 5G in the world. This is the 5G that's built for you. This is 5G built right, only from Verizon.
We are here, David Goss and Connor Lade with you, giving you the wave as we are ready to go here at MSU Soccer Park. A perfect night for soccer. Like, this is what you dream of. It's cool, it's warm, it's sunny, everything's going on. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams, though. For Charlotte Independent, a lot of familiar faces, 2 big changes to the starting lineup. Riascos returns from injury, and the big man up top, Dane Kelly.
Dane Kelly, he's going to be one to watch for this Red Bull defense today. A guy who just scores goals year after year after year, and he's looking to do that again tonight. He's thrilled to be back with Charlotte Independence, and they're looking for him to be their main target here tonight.
And on the flip side for New York Red Bulls too, a familiar group, but much different than the one we saw against Hartford a week ago.
Yeah, you know, this group, you know, they're sitting with a 7-0 loss on their shoulders, so it's going to be an interesting moment for them here tonight to really right those wrongs, but you can tell that they're all remembering that in the back of their head, and they're ready to prove that's going to be something totally different here tonight.
And as you said, a historic loss. Every game's been played under Coach John Wolenek, so he's trying to get this team to get over that loss and move on from that big moment. On the flip side, Mike Jeffries was the head coach for Charlotte Independence, stepped up to the GM position, has stepped back down to the head coaching position, and he is ready to lead this team into the future. A new stadium opening up, coming in a little bit, and he's got this team playing well. Natalie Simon, our head official for this one, Zeno Cho and Alex Fochia, our assistant referees, and Christian Centeno, our fourth official for this one, as these two sides are ready to kick off. New York Red Bulls too, and they're all black kits, going left to right on your monitors, and the Charlotte Independents in their gray tops with black shorts going right to left on your monitors as well. David Goss and Connor Lade with you for this one. USL Championship Soccer here as this New York Red Bull 2 team are trying to come back, as Connor said, from a historic loss. And for the Charlotte Independents, they're loving life right now. A win over the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who everyone has said is the best team in this league. And then they follow that up by knocking off the only undefeated team left in the USL Championship in Hartford Athletic. And so they are riding a high. But as we said, this is this short turnaround. That game was on Sunday, here on the road Wednesday night. So a lot of pressure for this Charlotte Independence team, as Marcelo Palomino, a young man on loan from the Houston Dynamo, will get us started here with the first corner kick of the game. A lot of big bodies in the box for Charlotte. Floated in. Knocked down by Riascos at the far post, cleared away by Edelman. And LaCava can't head it away, and finally, Jeremy Rafanello able to clear his lines. And a foul now going in favor of Charlotte. Now, Connor, that turnaround, a new challenge for a team that just faced two big ones.
Yeah, absolutely. But you look at Charlotte, a lot of their big tests this year, they've really done very well. You know, they, like you mentioned, knocking off the only undefeated team in USL. Very impressive, starting the year with a couple of road wins. I think this is going to be a side they've got. You look around the team, they've got a lot of experience, and you can tell that's what's carried them through this early start.
Charlotte returned to the playoffs last year after 3 years with no playoff appearances. A heartbreaking loss to Charleston, knocking them out, and it looks like a group could potentially go one better this year, as they've looked so far in the Atlantic Division. A collision there between Christian Dean and Jeremy Rafanello. Two players on different ends of the spectrum right now in their careers. Christian Dean, former first-round draft pick in Major League Soccer, has already retired, now returning from retirement to hold things down on the back line. And Jeremy Rafanello, about 12 years old.
Yeah, totally different. I'm a little envious of Christian Dean coming out of retirement. I think he's giving me some ideas up here.
Hey, hope springs eternal here in the booth. Daniel Edelman will serve this one in. Floated to the top of the box, headed away. Now bounces at the top of the box. Dangerous moments here for Charlotte. And now they'll look to hit in transition. Zielinski keeping it alive for New York. Bodies flying around. LaCava into the attack. Rafanello can't keep possession. Now it'll bounce out for a throw-in. That was Jake Arman in central midfield handling things for Charlotte there. Brant Bronico and Arman holding things down in central midfield alongside Marcelo Palomino. Parvicini chasing over the top. And it'll be another corner kick coming for Charlotte. Noah Parvicini in his second year in the USL Championship, his first career start at Dartmouth University. He was on the books with Hartford Athletic last year, and a knee injury kept him out. Did not appear a single time. And now in his sixth appearance, he gets his first start in professional soccer as Palomino serves it in. Headed away by Tomboul. Castillo out to chase. Big collision between him and Bronico. And it will go out off of Castillo in favor of the Charlotte Independents. The only 8 p.m. local time start of the season here at MSU Soccer Park as this cross gets played in. As I've said, perfect conditions for this one. Riascos clips this one over the top. A slide from Castillo, knocks it out, and it'll be another corner kick, the third already early in this game.
Yeah, you can tell Charlotte's looking to play behind New York's back line, especially past couple plays behind Castillo, and so that's going to be a trend that we've got to check out and track throughout this game. You know, unsure how New York is going to react to this. So, you know, they want to be aggressive, but that's where they've been caught this year is, you know, those balls in behind. So I'm sure that that's a talking point for John Wolyniec.
West Long Branch, New Jersey native Jake Arman back in his home state, serving this one in with the left foot. Knotted down and cleared away by Zielinski. A huge opportunity. Arman drops it back for Palomino. That's a missed pass. LaCava trying to chase him down. And now Charlotte are able to put their foot on it. First big opportunity of the game there.
Yeah, these set pieces are going to be very important in this game. You look at the back line for Charlotte. They got some big bodies with Dean, Roberts, and Riasco. So, you know, New York doesn't exactly have the biggest team on paper, so that's going to be a big factor tonight.
So 3 corner kicks early on here. It has been dangerous for the Charlotte Independents. First big opportunity of the game there. Rafanello sees that one knocked out. Omar So able to get behind the Charlotte back line. His cross can't find a teammate. LaCava hunts it down. 1v1 now. LaCava cutting inside. His right-footed shot is deflected. And a battle in the midfield there between Paravicini and Michael Knapp, and a free kick coming once again for New York, taken quickly by Edelman. And then Castillo turns it over. And Palomino knocked down, and stark difference between the corner kicks for Charlotte that have been dangerous and New York's free kick opportunity.
Yeah, you want, when you're playing short, you want, you know, to be effective with that short play, and you want to, you know, maybe try to catch Charlotte, get in behind them a little bit, but you know, you play that side pass and then you play a tough diagonal ball across the field. It's kind of shoots yourself in the foot, so you want to be a little bit smarter when you get those set piece opportunities.
Dimmick working the ball along the right side, defended well by Knapp, and immediately Riascos closes on the clearance. And Arman now spraying out wide for Dean, coming forward. Dean with a long left-footed cross, and it'll go out over the end line. Luca Lewis getting the start for New York Red Bulls too. He has spent a large chunk of time with the MLS side over the last few weeks. Getting his first start since the beginning of the season. Has a through ball here from Rafanello. Mitchell in on goal, saved by Miller. Mitchell saves it along the line. Rafanello with the shot now, and New York Red Bulls 2 take the lead. And the crowd loves it. Jeremy Rafanello, his first career New York Red Bull 2 goal. And it took a couple bites at the apple, but the home side finally breaks through.
Yeah, that's a fantastic play by Roll Mitchell here, doing everything in his power to keep that ball in, and just drops right to the feet of Jeremy Rafanello, and he makes no mistake there, getting that first goal. You see what it means to him. Comes over, celebrates with his friends and family here. Really, you know, the play started with him as well. You know, takes a big touch there, but he's able to recover. He uses that speed, plays in Roll Mitchell. Roll Mitchell does well to, you know, one-on-one. Brandon Miller makes a big stop on him, but he does so well to keep that ball in.
His second career USL Championship goal, but for the Delran, New Jersey native, his first one in his home state, as he scored one in his debut season with Indy 11 last year. And as you said, Connor, he sits underneath those forwards trying to create He's able to find Mitchell, and then he follows up the play and gets the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you look at this front four of New York, and there's so much speed. You know, Jake LaCava, Jeremy Rafanello, Omar Sow, Roll Mitchell. These guys are very fast, and that's exactly how they want to play. Getting at them, getting runs behind, opening up room for this front four to work and really manipulate space in this back line for Charlotte. And so, really, I think if you draw it up, that's exactly the kind of goal you want to score with this front four.
For New York Red Bulls, too, a rare moment here, a lead this season. So they have struggled to get ahead in games. And they've had a ton of games where they've played better and gone down. Could argue in this game they were on the back foot, and now they take an early lead at home.
Absolutely. I think you're seeing a lot of growth from this New York team and learning from these early games where they are giving up some goals. And I think now the important part is to just keep their foot on the pedal. You know, you don't want to relax a little bit because that's where you get yourself in trouble. And so, you know, we got to think that New York wants a shutout here tonight. They haven't had a shutout all year. And so this is going to be an important one, especially at home. Coming off a huge loss, this is going to be a very important next couple minutes for this team.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. That Select ball pinged out to the chest of Christian Dean. Now Hugh Roberts chasing in the corner. And he knocks it out off of Omar Sow. So for this Charlotte Independence team, an oddly familiar place. They trailed twice on Sunday against Hartford Athletic. The second goal they conceded came about 70 seconds after they had equalized. They proceeded to come back, tie it 2-2 once again, and then a 3-2 win against Hartford. The 3 goals scored by Charlotte all came after the 72nd minute. So this is a team that is going to stick to their game plan and is dangerous throughout the game, especially with the options they have on the bench.
Yeah, you can tell they're comfortable, you know, playing from behind. Even the way they react from this, they're sticking to their game plan. They still look confident, and so you know that this is going to be a team that's always going to be in this game.
And Dane Kelly tackled from behind by Tom Bull, and Natalie Simon, her first big decision of the game. And she will show the first yellow card of the game to Amir Tombul.
Yeah, Dane Kelly showing on the opposite end of thing that New York doesn't have all the speed as well for themselves. You know, he's such a dangerous attacker and gets behind Tombul there, and Tombul really doesn't have any choice but take him down. He's got the numbers around him to know that that's only going to be a yellow card. So I think for him, you know, we'll have to see the replay. I think it could be a good foul for him, especially with the attack that they had there.
Just turned 30 years old, but the all-time leading goal scorer in USL Championship history. Dane Kelly, he's done it in Charleston, he's done it in Richmond, he's done it in Indy, and now back with the Charlotte Independence after a spell in Israel with B'nai Sakin. First start of the year for him, and he sets up this free kick. It's Armin and Palomino standing over it. Armin steps up with the left foot clipped in and over the crossbar of Luca Lewis.
Yeah, I think Armin's got to put a little bit more pace on that, floated that ball a little bit. Luca Lewis looked comfortable that he could cover that. I think in those positions you really want to put, you know, strong whip on it, but also put some power. So I think he didn't really get enough power on that one.
And for all of the Red Bulls 2 fans out there, that is Luca Lewis that you just saw. He arrived basically last fall, coming over from Torino. He looked like that person's child at that time, and he has grown up a lot over the last 6 months, and he is a big-time prospect, a U.S. Youth International as well, the New York City native, and an opportunity to get a rare start for him, his 3rd of the season. Dimmick closed down into the feet of Bender. Bender, one of 3 players on loan from Major League Soccer with this Charlotte Independent squad. As Sow now running forward. Omar Sow gets around Bronico. And now deep into the corner, trying to play it off of Bronico. Can't find a teammate. And Riascos recovers.
That's a really positive run from Omar Sow, though. Does well defensively to pick that ball off the Charlotte defender. And, you know, that's what you want to see from those front 4 as well is, you know, putting in that dirty work up front, and it leads to a good opportunity for him. And you want to see him be aggressive like he was there.
Rafanello trying to link up with Mitchell, who slipped on that return. For Omar Sow, taken out of the starting lineup with Tom Barlow, a part of the group over the course of last week. And you can feel maybe him playing with a little something. It's been a slow start to this season, unexpectedly after the year he had last year. And Omar Sow still trying to find his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Omar set some high standards for himself as well, so you can tell, it hasn't been the ideal start for him, but, sometimes that adversity, lights a little fire inside you, and you can tell he's playing with an edge.
Just 20 years old, but 7 goals last year, led the team. It's pressure put on now by New York. Riascos back to the feet of Miller. Didn't exactly put it where Miller thought it was going to come. His ball clipped up into the air. Nap closed down by Paravicini. So an energetic start between these two sides. We're going to look at Clay Dimmick starting right back. Once again, super dangerous last week against Hartford, or last game. He will be a key part of the attack once again for Charlotte. In possession through midfield right now. Bronico in a pocket of space. Down the line for Dimmick, his first chance to get forward. Low driven cross. Kelly gets a foot to it. A second chance is deflected and Edelman clears away.
That's the man you can't leave open in the box, Dane Kelly. You know he's going to put himself in spots to score goals. He's done it for years and years, like we've said, and he's going to be that key guy. When that ball goes wide, you've got to get numbers around him.
Ball clipped over the top here for Bronico, making a run. Bronico with some space, closed down by Castillo, gets by the defender. Now Bronico resetting, clips a ball to the far post, and Lewis takes it in his hands. Connor, you've obviously played at the center back position, fullback position at this high level. You watch tape on a guy like Dane Kelly, you talk about it. How does that then manifest itself on the field? How do you actually try and use that to stop him? As Rafanello now can't be stopped. Playing on confidence, clip to the far post. Mitchell drops it back. LaCava chests it down. His shot gets blocked, and back out to Rafanello. Second ball played in off the crossbar. Mitchell cuts it across and cleared away by Charlotte. Still chaos in the box for the Independents, and Edelman's shot is blocked. Everyone forward for New York, and finally cleared by the Independents as the crowd gets to their feet. Rafanello drives a ball over the top, and it'll bounce through and roll out.
Wow. What an attack there for New York. Chances after chances. You see the replay here. Rafanello puts a couple great balls in that play. Roll Mitchell with the great vision to pick out Jake LaCava, and Roberts puts in a good tackle, but what a cheeky little float there from Rafanello, trying to pick out that back post, almost pulls it off, but you can sense the confidence New York has right now. They've definitely got a chip on their shoulder. Nothing worse than having a really, really bad loss, then getting rained out. Having to sit with that for a little while has been tough, and you can tell that they've got an edge here tonight.
And for a lot of these guys, as we should explain, if you didn't watch it, 8 MLS players were on the field against Hartford. A lot of these guys didn't play or didn't start in that game, but it's sitting on their heads, this loss. And as you said, I mean, for one, Jeremy Rafanello, not just the goal. We have not seen him this involved, this influential, pretty much all season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's picking out good spots. He's getting his head up. He sees Rolled Mitchell at the back post there, picks him out. I love that cheeky little chip to the back post there. Some guys will just get that ball and just rip it as hard as they can at net, but he had that little finesse, picks his head up, and has a good opportunity there. So really positive from New York.
So Dimmick's not able to close that one down. But so I was asking you about 20 minutes ago before the entire world changed on that play. For a defender, how do you use what you've learned about a guy like Dane Kelly, especially for this young team? How does that help you then into the game? How do you actually stop him?
Yeah, I think for young players who may not have ever experienced Dane Kelly, I think that's exactly what you have to go to that video. You have to study it. The proof is in the pudding there. If all the answers are out there if you just can read them. And so, Dane Kelly is very dangerous in getting behind, but especially when those balls get wide and he's in the box, you have to get numbers around first. So young guy for Amir Tombol, you just got to put a body on him. Can't let him get free because he's always trying to get an edge in the box. So you've got to be that aggressor in the box and put things on your term.
Tombol his first year in the USL Championship, coming over after playing most recently in Portugal, has played in Switzerland as well, a Turkish youth international, all across the map. Has not enjoyed watching Turkey play over the last week at the senior men's national team level.
That's been tough.
Yeah, but we can let that go. We're in northern New Jersey. There's a lot of Italian fans here.
There you go.
We are surrounded by it for sure. Mike Grella smiling for the first time in a while, as Mitchell just inches away from bringing that one down. Bender can't turn out of pressure, but Lakava's interception will roll out for the goal kick.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good team for New York to really sharpen this press against as well, because you can tell they're looking to play. As soon as they're breaking this pressure, then they're looking to spread the field and get in behind. But this initial play, they're looking to play, so I think you can be aggressive and really be on the front foot to, you know, if you see a cue that you can press, you really go after it.
And for a lot of teams coming to play New York Red Bulls too, they basically refuse to play and they'll go long just to avoid the press from New York Red Bulls too. As you're saying, Charlotte, a little bit different as we see here playing out of the back. Lakava forces the turnover but can't find So. Riascos recovers and Natalie Simon will blow her whistle.
Yeah, you can see it there. There's opportunities. Once you get that ball back, you got to just get the goal as quick as possible. That's what Red Bull fans know. That's what coaches have been preaching. John Wallach knows as soon as, you know, in training, you win that ball, get it to goal as quick as possible, use some combinations. So Jake Lakava there looking up, trying to feed, roll Mitchell in behind. You know, they're looking for it. So as soon as that ball turns over, you know exactly what they're going to do.
Paravicini slaloming through defenders. Out wide for Dean coming forward. Again, Dean overcooks his cross. Out for a goal kick.
Dean's gotten some good spots. Just got to settle in a little bit on that cross. You can see it. Maybe it's a little bit of retirement rust, but he's getting into really good spots, and you know Christian Dini's got a wealth of experience, so sooner or later there's going to be some dangerous balls in the box.
Connor trying to excuse in his own head why he's not coming back himself.
I'm trying to get the excuses out for me when I get back on the field.
Yeah.
A little retirement rust.
Sixth start of the year for Christian Dean, his first year of professional soccer since 2018. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward forever-proud. Here during Pride Month, so much great work being done by the USL League office and the teams across the country. Red Bulls soon not able to keep that one in play.
I love that stuff from Joey Zielinski there. You can see he's getting more and more comfortable in this team as the games go on, and you can tell he's getting more comfortable in the system as well, you know, being more aggressive in that right back role.
Palomino flying forward now. Early ball to the feet of Kelly. Laid off for Bender. Bender lets it run. Dane Kelly back in control. Knapp closes on him and knocks it away. Danger there off the foot. Marcelo Palomino once again as Armin wins it back for his side. Bender, this is where he's dangerous, running at defenders, gets by the first man, and then knocked down by Egbo, and Lewis goes safe and clears it into the crowd.
Yeah, I think Amir Tomball wanted to put a little bit more into that tackle. I think he realized as that ball was going up over his head, he had the yellow card there, so he's going to have to be careful here.
And Coach Mike Jeffries talked about Jordan Bender, brings that little bit of something different, wants to run at guys, can stretch the back line. You saw there, he's able to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Bender's definitely that guy, you know, the Orlando homegrown who's here on loan. He's going to be dangerous. You can tell he's been really active when he gets on the ball. He's looking forward, constantly looking for that either run in behind or just a connecting pass forward. So he's already been very active in this game. He's going to be one to watch.
Dimick. Throw this one into the box to the feet of Kelly. Lakava intercepting the return pass. Dangerous clearance from him, but to the feet of Omar So. And back into play for Charlotte, and it's picked up by Lewis. Right now, sitting on the 9th minute goal from Jeremy Rafanello. The difference between these sides. These two teams did not face off last year, of course, with the COVID-adjusted season. They were in separate groups. But now, in the Atlantic Division, they will face off 3 more times this year. It's been a good one so far to open up this first contest. Dimmick's ball driven in. Kelly not able to get to it at his apex. Zielinski cleaning it up on the far side. Early ball over the top for So. So in a foot waste with Riascos. And Riascos wins that one.
That's a fantastic look up there from Joey Zielinski. You can see Omar So put him in a really good position in between Riascos and Roberts, I believe, and just couldn't get on the end of it. Riascos does really well to have a great recovery run, beat him to the ball, but fantastic look in there from Joey Zielinski.
For the Charlotte backline, it's been 3 in the back most of the year. It has been 4 at the back. Christian Dean playing as a true left back. And so Omar So able to find that gap between the two, as you said, as this ball comes into the feet of Rafanello and his shot deflected. How big of a change is that, though, for this Charlotte backline when you've been playing one way most of the year?
Yeah, it's tough, and I think you've seen that from we talked to John Wolenek, and he says it's difficult to scout teams these days because the versatility in different formations that they're playing is making it tough in the scout, and so it definitely changes things as a defender, especially playing in a 5 and a 4, and so you can tell that they're still getting used to playing this 4.
Dean with the long switch into the feet of Bender. Goes off the hand, it looked like, of Castillo, and it will be a free kick coming for Charlotte. Castillo steps in front to stop the quick free kick, but Charlotte's been dangerous off every set piece. I don't know if that's an advantage to New York, of course.
Yeah, Armin's been putting some really good balls in the box, and like I mentioned earlier, you got those big bodies getting in there, anything can happen. So New York is definitely going to have to be cautious. They stood up well so far. They had a good chance early with Christian Dean, but I think as the game goes on, it's tough when you're conceding a lot of set pieces.
So Knapp struggling with a little bit of an injury. So he goes down to one knee, and that allows the trainer to come out to help with him. Christian Dean, we've talked about his size. Hugh Roberts up for this free kick as well. And, of course, Dane Kelly and Riascos can be dangerous for this Charlotte Independence team in this moment. So 4-2 to start the year, a +2 goal differential for Charlotte. Once again in this one, they came out on the front foot, gave up the early goal, but looked confident trying to get back into it. And now Michael Knapp stepping off the field, so he won't be available as New York looks to defend this one. Palomino steps over it. Armin with the left-footed service right on Luca Lewis, and it bounces into the goalkeeper's hands.
That's a really dangerous ball in there from Armin. Christian Dean just can't get a flick on, redirect that to the back post, but
Rafanello right up the middle, and Armin comes all the way back to recover it himself.
Nice little transition moment from New York themselves there. I think that's going to be key. Something we haven't seen a lot from them this year is, we've seen it early in a couple of their goals. That's when they're most dangerous, is in these transition moments. So if you can get that commitment to run forward, and you got the speed looking ahead, so how can you find ways to just get that commitment to get forward, get some dangerous balls in behind? And really the key for Omar So and Roel Mitchell is going to be that connection, who's dropping in and who's stretching in behind. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
The opening goal, as you said, for New York Red Bulls 2 of the season was Rafanello in transition, setting up Jake Klakava off a defending corner kick as Lewis clears it out. And we thought it would be same old Red Bulls 2, but they haven't gotten in as many of those situations as they'd like, as you mentioned, but
I think
had the foot on the gas today.
I think a big part of that is they've conceded a lot of leads, and so teams aren't going to really be stretching the game against you, and so it's tough when you don't have that advantage. When you get an early lead, you're going to have many more of those transition moments because Charlotte's going to have to push this game, so I think we can expect to see more of those moments here tonight.
So you're saying better to be up 1-0 than down 1-0 sometimes?
I think it must be written in a book somewhere that's the key to this game is you want to have more points than the other.
This is why he played pro. This is why he's done it at the highest level. Connor Lade, ladies and gentlemen. Free kick coming here. Armin once again. Dangerous moments ago from this spot as Michael Knapp returns to the field. 11v11 once again. Armin clips it in. Headed away by Egbo. Back in by Bronico. Back out again by Egbo. Bronico wings the second header, can't get it forward, and Knapp immediately back into a battle. Dean recovering this ball. Riascos, the center back up the field. Looking for a moment of glory and steps on the back of Zielinski there, and Zielinski goes down. The New York Red Bulls, too, bench furious as they were right on top of that one. Joey Zielinski has started every game for this team. The Rutgers commit at right back, and John Wolenek in his natural state, upset and angry about officiating. And once again, another dangerous moment on that free kick. Jake Armin hasn't been floated balls. It's that clip ball. We saw it bounce once in the box, which you never want to see.
Yep.
The other ones have been just over the top of that defensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. He's put some really dangerous balls in the box, and you know that's the tough one. You either want to whip it hard at the back post, or if that near post, something to drop in front of that goalkeeper where they're not sure if they can come out or not. It's just a little bit out of the reach of Christian Dean. So Armin, he's been very dangerous on these set pieces.
So now a conversation, because it felt like New York feels like they played it out because their player got injured. Charlotte doesn't feel the same. Everyone's upset, and we move on.
Nothing
And
to
a
say.
big tackle there immediately as Knapp goes through the back of Palomino. And so Natalie Simon now just trying to keep all parties calm, cool, and collected. As Captain Manny Egbo now will make his case. We saw Egbo talk himself into a couple yellow cards already this season.
Speaking of books, I think Manny Egbo, the Chronicles of Manny Egbo, speaking of referees, that's going to be one he can sit down and pen that at the end of the year.
It'll be the epilogue to his how to take PKs.
There you go.
For a center back. Oh, who else but Jake Armin standing over this one. He's definitely got his free kick training in for the day. He steps over it. Palomino puts this one in. Plays it a little high, and Lewis immediately back the other way. Dimick reads that one out of the air. So New York losing out on that transition moment. And immediately Palomino trying to go back upfield. His turn doesn't work out. Mitchell charging at the back line. Roll Mitchell out wide for Rafanello. The goal scorer cuts inside. He takes the shot himself, and it's just wide. And a touch puts it out for a corner kick.
Love that play there from Roll Mitchell. You know, I think that's he's got such a good quality about him to lose defenders with his first touch. You know, some good feint of the body, and picks out Jeremy Rafanello. Jeremy Rafanello, touch takes a little bit behind him, but he shows why, you know, his quality. He can hit him from deep, and he's feeling confident with that early goal. And Miller gets a good save to parry it away.
So Edelman will serve this one in. We got LaCava alongside him as an option to play it short, but Bender and Palomino both out to defend that. Egbo, Tombul forward for this one. Edelman drives it in, headed on by Mitchell, and he couldn't get over it.
Great little ball in there from Daniel Edelman. Mitchell's going to be looking back on that, and he had a free header there. Just couldn't direct it on frame, but New York, this is probably one of the better games we've seen them early on in games here.
A potential playoff clash brings the 2021 schedule into summer as the USL and ESPN heats up on ESPN Deportes. With the tables taking shape, the Miami FC welcomes Birmingham Legion FC for a cross-divisional showdown in the Sunshine State. Catch the action live Wednesday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Deportes. A big week for Birmingham Legion. And up top by J.J. Williams. And they look to continue their hot streak against Miami FC, who are one of the many teams in the Atlantic Division that think they have a shot at the playoffs. They've put together one of the strongest rosters. So that'll be a fun one, the Bolo Akinyode game. This one goes all the way back to the feet of Miller. Miller straight up the middle of the field into the feet of Edelman. Rafanello flying forward. Rafanello gets to his right foot. His shot through the arms of Miller and in. Jeremy Rafanello with the first half brace, and he's got the home crowd on their feet.
All smiles here for Jeremy Rafanello. They collect that ball off the giveaway from Miller up the middle, and then Miller just lets it through the 5-hole there. I think it's going to be a play that he's not going to want to watch back, but Jeremy Rafanello he's feeling it here tonight. 2 goals, 35 minutes into this game. Couldn't have written a better start for him today.
And we talked about the confidence he's playing with. You could feel it. He's going to put his head down and hit it. And while it's a mistake for Miller, he hits it hard. He makes it a play that Miller has to make.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to score goals if you don't put the ball on frame. You never know here, kids. Get that ball low and hard and on frame, and it could be tough for goalies.
And so the official scorer will give Daniel Edelman an assist as well, as it was Edelman who put it into the path of Rafanello. It's Edelman's first career assist. His young career. The New York Red Bulls, too, often flying for the first time at home this season. Job not done, of course, as we said. Charlotte came from behind twice to win on Sunday against, at the time, the undefeated Hartford Athletic. It's a good start for New York Red Bulls, too. And Connor, you mentioned a few minutes ago that for New York Red Bulls, too, this might be a chance to sharpen their press. It was the turnover from Miller's pass that started that play to lead to the mistake at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Daniel Edelman put himself in a really good position there. Obviously, you never expect that ball to come to you, but when it does, what did Daniel Edelman do? He plays that ball forward very quickly. Jeremy Rafanello, could have played backwards, could have taken that touch, but he takes a really good touch, opens his body, and pushes that forward. And then he had only one thing on his mind, and he had eyes for goal there, and great moment for him. Great moment for Daniel Edelman, too. That's something we talked to John Wolyniec about. They want him to, he puts in so much hard work in this game, as you can see this tackle there. But they want to see him start to fill up that stat sheet, and gets his first assist there, hopefully one of many for this team.
So first yellow card of the game to a Charlotte Independence player will go to Jake Arman. You never want a game to be canceled, but I think the Charleston Battery maybe not too upset that they missed the 7-0 loss revenge game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Jeffries actually said, I kind of wish they'd played last week. I mean, not just to then have to play on short rest, but to get that out of their system. And right now, New York on top of things here at home for the first time all season have not won a home game. And so that would be a big moment for this team as well.
100% getting a big win here at home, and I think you never want to see a team off a big loss. And even if a lot of these players weren't on the field, like we talked about, you think John Wolyniec wasn't training hard for the past week, I think you've got another thing coming. So I think that's it's going to be, you can tell, they've got an edge on their shoulder. They look confident. They look like they want to make this decision hard for John Wolyniec when you do get first-team players available, that it's going to be a tough decision who you want to play, and clearly they're having a good result here tonight.
And especially the attack starting to open things up. It's been a bit of a struggle throughout the season. Dimmick comes forward here, but can't get on the end of that one. Now don't forget, the all-time leading scorer in USL Championship history, Dane Kelly up top. He has hurt John Wolyniec's teams once or twice in the past. Mike Jeffries looking on, not happy with what he's seen so far, but he said it coming into this game. This is a confident group. This is a group with a lot of experience in this league that knows they can win against anyone in any moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you, they're never going to be out of a game. You can tell in that Hartford game. And so I think New York, they've got to be very happy with the way they started this game. But like I said, you got to keep being aggressive, just like in moments like this.
Kelly thought he was fouled. Edelman now comes away with it. Break on for New York. Mitchell closed down by gray jerseys. Edelman trying to keep it alive. Out wide for So. So shot deflected and over the crossbar.
Big opportunity there from New York. I don't know if that was a 4v2, 4v3, but Daniel Edelman, I think that ball, the first ball he played forward, I think he could have played Omar So. Might have been in a little better position, but the ball eventually got to Omar So and just puts a good shot on. They got deflected well, and New York with a big opportunity here. But again, more and more of these transition moments, how sharp can you be? And, they're looking to put a lot of goals on the score sheet here tonight.
The crowd into this one as Edelman, sitting on his first career assist, lines up this corner kick. Castillo making a late run. It's hit to the far post, headed away by an Independence defender. And Tom Bull will let that one roll out for a throw-in. Tom Bull now will drop it for Zielinski to come over. And the play, that attack started because Dane Kelly stopped playing. He thought he got fouled by Edelman. Edelman played through the quote-unquote whistle, which didn't exist, and got going on the break the other way. Zielinski now with the cross played in, cleared by Bronico. Kelly with the turn. Egbo right on top of him. Edelman out wide for Castillo, who held up his run. And now Charlotte off onto the break. Bender in space. Tries to get the pass away. He does get it to the feet of Bronico, and Michael Knapp's going to pick up a yellow card here.
I think on the flip side, those are going to be huge moments for New York as well, defensive transition moments. We've seen them get hurt in the past couple of games, and I think that's, you know, when you have to take a foul, sometimes you got to take a foul, and Michael Knapp had to take a foul there. Gets the yellow card. I think it's going to be big to have a lot of numbers behind the ball and really show that command, not only forwards, but getting back.
And it hasn't been chippy, but there's been battles in this game for sure. 3 yellow cards already. Knapp's been at the heart of a lot of them in central midfield as Armin stands over another free kick. Is this the one to connect? He floats it to the far post. Headed back to the top of the box. Dean floats this one into Kelly, and Lewis with the punch away. Looks like Edelman down holding his head. And Lewis came flying out of goal. Excuse me, it's Zielinski who's down. But Lewis came flying out of goal in one of those cannot lose situations. Came through a couple bodies to make that punch.
Yeah, I think that's one as a defender. You don't really mind, you know, if your keeper's coming out there and maybe leaves a little something extra on you. You hope it's on one of the other players, but Luka Lewis, really aggressive punch there. I think one that was, you know, pretty dangerous opportunity there for Charlotte, but you always want to see your goalkeeper come out there and be aggressive, have a good punch, you know, one that's going to clear danger, and I think Joey Zielinski was unfortunate to be on the other end of that.
You say that now because you're sitting up here, so you don't have to worry about the reality of that.
I still have plenty of scars on the back of my head from goalkeepers, don't you worry.
Ryan Mira out there listening, definitely a good friend of yours as well. Zielinski now off the field with the trainer. You see Dean floats this ball in. It felt like Kelly was open there on the far post, and Lewis had to react.
Yeah. Big punch there from Luka Lewis. Kelly was open, and no, didn't necessarily take a lot of punches to the back of the head. It was more knees.
You know, it's hard to get up to the fist for everyone. So it'll be a drop ball now. Dimick will just drop it back to the foot of his center back as we restart the attack. Zielinski being looked after along the sideline. You see him down there in the corner on your screen. Natalie Simon being notified that he is ready to continue. So 3-4 minutes left in this first half. Connor, if you're New York Red Bulls too, this is almost an odd position. Really just the Loudoun game. Did you have a lead? How does Coach Wolonek get this team to maintain what they've been doing into the second half?
Yeah, I think, you know, the message is going to be, you know, continue to play exactly the way you're playing right now. I think there's some moments where you can definitely be more clean going forward, and there's definitely some more clear-cut chances in this match. And if you can be a little bit sharper in these transition moments, maybe play the guy on their correct foot and maybe not a little bit behind him, it's going to be super important. But I think you can be really happy, John Wolonek, his side, going into the locker room and really confident coming out in the second half.
Castillo knocks this one out. Dane Kelly, as we said, his first start of the year. He just got back to Charlotte less than a month ago. So getting his feet back under him here in the United States after 3 starts and 15 appearances over in Israel. Had an unbelievable goal against Hartford on Sunday. We'll see how many minutes he has in his legs. This one comes into him, and he can't turn on it. Coach Jeffrey saying he didn't have a hard minutes limit on Kelly. Just be about monitoring him, and that's going to be an issue for Charlotte this entire second half because they just played 3 days ago a late game. Now you have to travel on the road. So I don't think Coach Jeffries could pre-plan his subs, and not all of it's going to be tactical. Some of it's going to just have to be fitness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hope in games where you have quick turnarounds that you can get a lead and maybe sit back and be a little bit more compact and dare the other team to break you down, rest those legs a little bit. But now, that game script's out the window. They got to really chase this game now, and so it's going to be tough, especially on a tight turnaround.
Irvin Parra, the starting center forward for this team in every other game, on the bench, so a big option to bring on the former Las Vegas Light and San Diego Loyal player. As Lewis comes out to take this one, Valentin Sabella, famous name in lower division lore, helped knock off the Charlotte Independents for amateur side Florida Soccer Soldiers a few years ago. Now in his second year with Charlotte, scored a screamer off the bench in his first appearance of the year against Hartford. So another dangerous option on the bench, and Tresor Mbuyu, who set up Sabella off the bench with his first touch of the game. Came in, had an assist. Why do anything else? Should have probably walked off the field at that point, but Tress stayed on the field, and he's an option off the bench as well, so a ton of danger in this one as we have a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time coming up. For Coach Jeffries, he does have a few levers he can push here. This was not the start he was looking for a team that is coming off wins against the top 2 teams in the division, if not the league right now. And right now, they are sitting behind a New York Red Bull 2 team below the playoff line early in the season. We'll take a look around the USL Championship standings. We'll take a look at the team of the week. Some highlights as well coming up here at halftime on ESPN Plus. David Goss and Connor Lade with you. Dying moments of this first half. Tom Bull stepping forward and immediately clears it up the field. Armin heads it down. Well, soccer tennis between him and Dimmick. Edelman will finally bring the ball down, looking early up the field for So. Bronico with the big switch. Bender and Edelman collide. Edelman comes away with it. Edelman goes down in a heap behind the play. So clearly in an offside position, but it'll bounce into the hands of Miller. And Edelman's back up on his feet. New York Red Bulls still will take their first halftime lead here at home of the season. Jeremy Rafanello, rampant to start this game. A 9th-minute opener, his first goal of the season. He followed it up about 25 minutes later as Dimmick puts this one on the far post, and it's clipped away by Zielinski.
Huge play on the back post there for Joey Zielinski. Puts himself in a good spot to clear the danger there, but you're not in the locker room yet for New York. They really got to be uber careful right now.
Another set piece coming. Palomino puts it in. Cleared away by So. Dean floats a ball to the far post again. It knocks off of Riascos and Rafanello, and it'll go out for a corner kick. Charlotte has been dangerous on every set piece so far in this game. And Jake Armin is going to get one last chance here in the dying moments of the first half. This could be a pivotal moment in this game. Charlotte trying to have the lead into the locker room. Armin with service once again. Floated to the far post. Knocked down in the box. And a foul called by our head referee, Natalie Simon. That should just about do it for this first half as we get the final whistle. Kind of the best of the season so far for New York Red Bulls, too. On the flip side for Charlotte, a lot to talk about, a lot to work on here in the halftime locker room.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to want to take advantage of these set pieces. They've had a lot of them, so that's probably going to be a talking point in the locker room. But I think the way they carried themselves the second half, it's going to be, there's going to be chances left in this game, and they're comfortable playing from behind.
Jeremy Rafanello out on the break, could be dangerous, looking for a hat trick as he's sitting on those 2 goals in this first half. We've got a lot of action coming up for you in just a moment here on ESPN Plus.
I'm a Verizon engineer, part of the team that built 5G right, the only one from America's most reliable network. We designed our 5G to make the things you do every day better. With 5G nationwide, millions of people can now work, listen, and stream in Verizon 5G quality. And in parts of many major cities where people can use massive capacity, we have ultra-wideband, the fastest 5G in the world. This is the 5G that's built for you. This is 5G built right, only from Verizon.
We believe healthcare can keep getting better. That we can make it simpler, kinder, and even more miraculous. So we'll keep pushing ourselves to make our best even better. Because that means you will keep getting better too. Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better.
Late kickoff under the lights at MSU Soccer Park. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting the Charlotte Independents, looking for their first home win of the season. And they've gotten out to a bright start. David Goss and Connor Lade with you for this one. Connor, let's take a look back at who we talked about pregame. And we highlighted two players, one on either side. And on one side, for the Charlotte Independents, it was Brandon Miller, who's been phenomenal this year. He's had some huge moments, positive and negative.
Yeah, Brandon Miller, he's had some good saves here tonight. But I think, New York has gotten the best of him here tonight. I think he's going to look to have a bigger second half in this match. You can see a big save here that he has in Jeremy Rafanello. Gets a little touch there to parry it wide. I think this is kind of the start of the downfall a little bit there. It gives it away to Daniel Edelman, and then Jeremy Rafanello gets a good chance, puts a hard shot low, and an uncharacteristic mistake for Brandon Miller there.
And on the flip side, Roll Mitchell, the young academy player, getting out into the attack. He's been aggressive, helped set up this first goal.
Yeah, absolutely. You would love to see him getting on the run. Roll Mitchell has so much speed, great vision here, pulling it back for Jake LaCava, and I think, he's showing more and more of his game develop between his vision, and we know he's got 1v1 ability. You just want to continue to see him get polished and keep developing that game, but he's been a real bright spot for New York.
Just his first year of professional soccer. Austin Brummett, an academy player for New York Red Bulls. Defiance, U.S. Youth International. And when you watch him play, when we've talked to coaches about him, maybe not one true position, just the guy who likes to connect, who likes to get on the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin Brummett can play so many different positions. We see him play in multiple positions. We've seen him play 10. We've seen him play out wide. We've seen a little bit up front. We see him at the New York Academy Derby that we worked, and he's playing up front for them. So he's just a really versatile player, checks a lot of boxes, and that's why New York's so excited to have him on this roster.
Yeah, Academy Derby goal. He starts it defensively in one half and then finished it off about 60 yards later on the backside. The lights are on at MSU Soccer Park, and New York Red Bulls 2 are trying to make it feel like friendly confines for the first time in 2021. Sitting on a 2-goal lead. Jeremy Rafanello back in his home state with his first goal in New Jersey, and he has done it twice. Can he continue, or will Charlotte Independents have their second comeback win of the week? We've got it all coming up for you in just a moment here on ESPN+. In the box, chance for Williams, off the crossbar and in.
Back to Samake, and there's Sparrow again. J.J. Williams leaves it for Lapa!
Salazar cuts it inside. Van Oekel with an excellent save.
We believe healthcare can keep getting better. That we can make it simpler, kinder, and even more miraculous. So we'll keep pushing ourselves to make our best even better. Because that means you will keep getting better too. Hackensack Meridian Health. Keep getting better.
Yeah. Real City.
The subs out, getting warmed up, trying to get into this game, a big one in the Atlantic Division. As you see, the Charlotte Independents currently second in the division, but less games played than everyone else besides the Charleston Battery. So they've got a little bit of breathing room, but you don't want to let your foot off the gas right after you knocked off Tampa Bay and Hartford. And then for New York Red Bulls too, they are chasing from the bottom, and this would be a big win to help them get back. You take a look around the league, a ton of goals here on this Wednesday evening. Louisville City, a 2-goal lead. Cameron Lancaster with the goal, as well as Napa Matsoso. FC Tulsa, a 2-1 lead over Sporting KC and Rio Grande Valley FC in that Copa Tejas match with a lead over the Austin Bold. You take a look around the league, El Paso Locomotive. They are dominating Texas. They are dominating the Western Conference. Las Vegas Lights coach Steve Cherundle announced as a National Soccer Hall of Fame and Santi Marara voted Player of the Month. But the biggest news, late breaking, so we weren't able to get it on here. Martin Rennie let go from Indy 11 just earlier today. He has, of course, built that program up and turned them into, year after year, one of the most competitive sides in the USL Championship. So big news across the league as Martin Rennie's been let go. We take a look at the team of the week. J.J. Williams, a big late winner for the Birmingham Legion, and he will look to try and do it again today as they are trailing already. Jake Armand, who we see on display, a goal and an assist over the course of the last week to help Charlotte to those 2 wins in 1 week. And then Solomon Asante continuing to dominate, as well as Alejandro Guido helping San Diego Loyal off the bench with his goal and his assist in the comeback win against LA Galaxy 2. Let's take a look at tonight's stats here at MSU Soccer Park. And a simple one, no possession, no shots, no targets, on goal. But the only thing that matters is that one on top, New York Red Bulls 2. It's been rare for them to see a lead. We talked about it a little bit. How does Coach Womack get this young team to not take their foot off the gas?
Yeah, I think you just have to continually tell them to be aggressive. I think it's within them to be aggressive. You know, just picture the game as 0-0 right now and keep to go after it. Don't think about you're up 2-0. Don't think about sitting back a little bit, because that's when you get in trouble, and that's where we've seen them get in trouble, even when they've had leads. And so I think that's going to be very important for them to continue to be aggressive.
For New York Red Bulls, too, they are still trying to find that first home win of the season. But as we said, Charlotte, they are comeback kings, and they've got a ton of weapons on the bench. Irvin Parra already with his jersey on, and it looks like he will be ready to go here in the second half, the big-time USL Championship goal scorer. We will have all that second half action coming up in just a moment here on ESPN+.
Every year, the average person generates nearly 1 ton of waste, with more than 250 million tons of garbage being buried in U.S. landfills annually. At Covanta, we are working to change that and ensure no waste is ever wasted. We believe the materials discarded every day should be utilized to their fullest potential to preserve the world's valuable resources and generate clean energy for our communities and the world we live in. This is how Covanta is powering today and protecting tomorrow.
Yeah. Red City.
Now we get a chance to look at our first half stats, and dominant possession for Charlotte means chances to press for New York and a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I think this is if you could paint a perfect picture for New York, this is what it would look like. Not a lot of possession, but what do you do when you get that ball back? You fill up the stat sheet with goals, with shots on target. I think this is a perfect picture for John Wolyniec here.
And shockingly, no shots on target for Charlotte, who have been dangerous on set pieces. They've had a ton of looks. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, actually. And it's a lot of New York for a reason. They haven't had the ball, but they've been dangerous.
Yeah, Rold Mitchell doing so well to affect this play. And Jeremy Rafanello just makes no mistake, gets his first goal. But Rold Mitchell, that's what you want from him. You want him to be aggressive, get behind, and really threaten this back line. And you know you're going to have reinforcements coming, and Jeremy Rafanello does so well to frame the box there.
And he was ready to celebrate with his friends and his family, as he said, his first career goal here in his home state of New Jersey. And then, I don't know how to describe this. Let's call it a scrum, but a lot of chances.
Yeah, this was absolutely wild for New York, and unfortunate not to get another goal here and go up with a 2-0 lead here, but very positive for New York, and that's not something we've seen a lot from New York. We've seen them get into chances, but not really get a lot of final plays, and like you see here, Daniel Edelman puts himself in such a good spot, and Jeremy Rafanello just puts it low on frame. Like we said, kids, shoot hard and low, and good things happen.
You miss 100% the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. And a big goal for Jeremy Rafanello, his second of the game, his second of the season, his third of his USL Championship career, and you can see what it means to the young man.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a huge jumping off point for Jeremy Rafanello. You've seen him be confident, but not totally. And so, you know, this is going to be a big moment for him, and you want to see him continually build on this.
So New York Red Bulls 2, 4 of the next 5 on the road, including that huge one, July 7th against the Charlotte Independents, as we'll, of course, see coming up for Charlotte as well. The opener of their new stadium in Charlotte. So New York Red Bull 2 being brought in as a sacrificial lamb that Charlotte Independence is hoping to start that new time, that new era in Charlotte the right way. And apparently the stadium, Mike Jeffrey's telling us today, it looks gorgeous. They kept the old elements of Veteran Stadium, but they've added some new elements downtown, exactly what Charlotte wants. And hopefully for New York Red Bulls 2, it'll be a revenge game for Charlotte if they can hang on here over the course of this second half. So we will get some halftime subs as well coming on here for the Charlotte Independents. As we talked about, Irvin Parra ready to come on, warming up, as well as Thomas De Villardi. And so it might be a formation change coming as well. So it looks like Christian Dean getting ready to slide back in to make it a 5-man back line. So Irvin Parra and Dane Kelly partnering up top right now. We'll get to the rest of those moves. Devilardi, natural left wing back, coming on as well. As we are kicked off here for the second half. New York Red Bulls 2 against the Charlotte Independents. David Goss and Connor Lade with you here at MSU Soccer Park. New York Red Bulls 2, they're all black kits. Going right to left on your monitors. Charlotte Independents, they're gray kits with black shorts going in the opposite direction as Kelly gets on the end of this one. And Egbo is able to close on him. The final moment, and Zielinski immediately plays it forward. And LaCava looked like he had Mitchell in on the run.
Yeah, Jake LaCava just couldn't connect there. Roll Mitchell was in behind, but I think that play, excellent play there from Manny Egbo. That's such a hard play for defenders when you're one-on-one in big transition moments. That's so important for your team, and he really stands up well, gets a deflection there, and leads to a chance for New York.
So Jordan Bender and Noah Paravicini are the two players that go off here at halftime. As we said, Parra and Dave Velarde are the two that come on. Parra in his first year with this Charlotte Independent side. A man who knows how to score goals in this league. 15 goals and 7 assists 2 years ago for the Las Vegas Lights. 11 goals, 10 assists in 2017 in the USL Championship. So he knows how to get it done, and one of the things Coach Jeffries talked about is maybe not always a natural center forward, but now he gets to play up top with Dane Kelly for the first time all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Irvin Parra is, his movement, he's always seems to have well-timed runs in the box, and you're going to get some good service from this Charlotte Independent side, so it's going to be another big, dangerous player to watch in the second half.
Dave Velarde flying down the left side. Knapp with the layoff, the turnover to Zielinski. And one of the things we saw in the first half, Christian Dean getting in some dangerous spots, maybe not as natural a crosser. And so clearly Coach Jeffrey's trying to get more threat down that left wing.
Yeah, I think that's something. They're going back to what's comfortable for them. They get the 5 in the back. Dave Velarde's going to come in, and I think when they get in those spots, they're looking for a little bit better service. And so that's going to be really important and really key for Charlotte to get back in this match.
Palomino in possession off to Armin. Out wide for Di Velarde. Low driven ball. Egbo pushes it away. Roberts high off his line. Immediately starting the attack. Charlotte not wasting any time trying to get back into this one. And Knapp with the sliding block. And once again, a set piece coming here for Charlotte. It was target practice in the first half.
Yeah, we'll see if they have any tricks up their sleeve in the second half, but I think they're going to go right back to the well and put it in where those big bodies are.
It's Palomino this time with Armin out to play it short if he wants to. Palomino serves it in far post, loops over everyone, and rolls out for a goal kick for New York. Immediately put into play by New York Red Bulls 2. Edelman looking for the run of LaCava. LaCava gets in front of Riascos. Now it's Mitchell on the ball. Slipped in for So, back towards Mitchell. And it'll fall to the foot of Rafanello. One-on-one with Dean. And Dean uses his strength to ride Rafanello off the play. Somehow keeps it in. And then Knapp puts it out for the throw-in.
Yeah, Christian Dean's such a strong player. I feel like that's the toughest part when you're playing against him. You want to get away from him. If he can get his arm on you, then he's going to be able to control the play. So, Jeremy Rafanello, if you're going to want to be a little bit more aggressive and touch that ball away from him and avoid contact.
And once you're inside his shadow, it's game over for a young player like Rafanello. On Christian Dean. Lightning quick counterattack, but Castillo puts on the Jets to catch up. And the slide tackle puts the ball out off Bronico.
Big tackle there by Tom Bull. It's an opportunity center back stream of there. A little bit of big touch and gets to put the full weight in there.
Yeah, Tom Bull, though, having a couple words with Zeno Cho, our assistant referee. I mean, he thought there was offside earlier in the play. Tom Bull now Goes up the middle to the feet of Edelman. Edelman breaks the lines to Rafanello, who can't get his touch right.
I'm liking this from New York. You know, playing these quick goal kicks, catching Charlotte off a little bit, playing through Daniel Edelman, who's really, like you just mentioned there, breaking lines with his passes. I think if they can be a little bit more sharper after they break those lines, they can lead to more opportunities here, and shows a little different aspect of their game.
Flip ball up the middle. Egbo can't get his header right. Tombul following it up. Knapp now under pressure. Zielinski lets it fly. Again, New York Red Bulls too, not the touch they want in the attack. Rafanello immediately up the field behind So as Roberts was falling over.
That's a huge opportunity there, and Michael Knapp's been really excellent here tonight. He's broken up all the play. Obviously, he's picked up a yellow card, so you know he's got to be careful a little bit, but his aggressiveness has really been incredible in this midfield and has broken up a lot of the transition for Charlotte.
Beautiful let off there from Palomino. And the pass from Kelly to Dave Velarde to the end line, cut back, and the tackle won at the near post by Castillo. And Charlotte immediately back on the attack. Dimmick now trying to find a teammate's feet, and Knapp able to clear it away. And Mitchell in a battle with Riascos, and Riascos wins that one.
Yes, it's turning a little bit of a track meet here, and I think both teams are dialing it up, and you love to see New York continue to be aggressive, but you also are preserving a lead here, and you got to be organized at the back. But I love that play from Castillo coming all the way across from that left back row to clear the danger.
That's your dream moment as a fullback, right? You know you can be the hero.
It's a beautiful thing.
Make a 75-yard run just for that one opportunity.
Especially when your center backs are counting on you. That's, you know, you're in the spotlight there, and he did the most with it.
Castillo in his first year here in the United States, and he has been a big piece of this team, the only true natural left back, the 18-year-old. Egbo there with the interception. Keeps this one up to the head of Omar So, and Roberts comes down with it. Palomino, his pass intercepted. He gets the ball back. Going back to work. He's in his office, into the feet of Dave Velarde. Across the box. Parra trying to get his feet right. Kelly's got the ball in the box. Turns and goes down. And Natalie Simon right on top of that one. Waves all ball as New York looks to counter. Mr. Chaos into the open field. To the feet of Rafanello.
It's a big tackle there by Daniel Edelman there. Dane Kelly looked like he had something dangerous brewing there in the box, and Daniel Edelman points at the ball, and the referee agreed. He got all ball. But a big moment there, and I think Dave Velarde's really changed this game for Charlotte coming in here. He's provided kind of exactly what they couldn't get with Christian Dean on the outside. They get to something more natural. They can release the outside backs, and he's provided some really good service here so far.
And it's hard to explain sometimes that 5 defenders is more attacking than 4 defenders. We've seen Roberts now come forward, both fullbacks, wingbacks now, having that success. And so for Charlotte trying to come back here, they add another defender, and it's really unleashed everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the key in playing a back 5. You really have license to all be aggressive. You just have to make sure there's that cover there, but you have that extra body. So you can see Roberts, like you just mentioned, driving forward. You know you can drive with the ball because you got 2 extra center backs there. For the outside backs, you know you can go forward all game and know you have cover at the back. So as long as you have trust in that back 5, you have license to be aggressive.
Feels like Parra and Kelly comfortable as that pairing. Kelly fairly isolated for a large part of the first half as this long throw comes into the box. So battling, and Armin comes away with it. He's been phenomenal so far today.
Yeah, Armin's been everywhere on the set pieces. He's been all over the field. He brings a lot of control to this side.
Foot race. Kelly going for the early chip, and he can't get his shot on frame. Flashback moment for New York Red Bulls 2 fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Dane Kelly he proves you give him one moment, he can be so dangerous. He's just trying to curl that to the back post, and it comes really, really close, and Luca Lewis just is hoping and praying that that's going to go wide.
And a nightmare there for Tom Bull. He sees himself in a foot race with the all-time leading goal scorer in USL Championship history. Charlotte now turning up their press. And Lewis with the safe clearance, and Rafanello's ball will die a little bit, and the wind makes it tough for Miller. And Riascos with the big clearance. And the offside flag does go up.
Sometimes you need to get bailed out by your goalkeeper, and Miller puts his head in there, and brave play by the goalkeeper.
For New York Red Bulls, you've played in this system. You press all the time. Do you like to be pressed?
You know, I think that's the beautiful thing about, you know, playing that press. That's exactly how we train every single day. So we're so used to, you know, being pressed, and I think it allows you to bring something new to your game. As
Zielinski trying to go to work on Roberts in the corner.
But you get the opportunity. I think that's the best part. You're just so comfortable, and oftentimes training is.
And a little bit of a push here. So Zielinski frustrated, and Dean and So immediately get involved. And now Rafanello trying to pull players off as well, and he falls down. And these two teams, they went toe-to-toe all first half. It's been physical, not chippy. And it looked like Zielinski was frustrated with the tackle along the end line. And Christian Dean right on top of it reacts, and now Manny Egbo and Dean, they're in a little bit of a heated conversation. So Natalie Simon is going to have to figure this one out here with her assistant referee, Alex Focia, in the corner. And Egbo and Miller over to talk to them. And if you're Charlotte, you're trying to shake this game up. If you're New York, this is the last thing you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be big for New York to control these emotions, because you don't want to put yourself in a hole to, you know, be down a man or something like this. So you got to, for a young team, this is going to be an important moment for them to just take a breath. And you said it perfectly for Charlotte. They're trying to reignite themselves, light a fire under them. But I think you said this game wasn't chippy. I think we just turned the corner here.
We have crossed the line, and especially right in front of the crowd, so everyone involved. While we're waiting for this one, if you're on the road, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XMFC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access, featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, UEFA Champions League on Sirius XMFC channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio. So the yellow cards starting to come out here for Natalie Simon to deal with this. You'd assume Joey Zielinski would get one for starting this, but Jeremy Rafanello will also receive a yellow card to go along with his 2 goals. And it looks like that'll be it.
It's very interesting. We saw a couple more yellow card offenses there, but who am I to say?
2 teams get an argument. 1 team gets yellow cards. It seems to make sense.
Sure.
So that makes it 4 yellow cards so far in this game. Now, clear, Joey Zielinski starts all of this.
Yeah, you can see Joey Zielinski pushes Bronico into the fence there, and Christian Dean not too happy, as everyone else. You can see Jeremy Rafanello pushing and shoving.
And Rafanello, it felt obvious
Fair.
when he came over that he made too much of a scene of it and he was going to get in trouble. Zielinski, I think, frustrated with the way the 50-50 went just before that, and that was part of him walking through Dave Velarde.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, you put yourself on the other side of things with Charlotte. I think, you know, looking back at it, I think it's probably proper that the yellow cards went to New York there. And
yeah, the only person would have been Christian Dean, who was aggressive about the moment, but every time he got near Zielinski, all he wanted to do was have a strongly worded conversation. He didn't come out of retirement for this.
Oh, no. This is stuff you dream of. You miss that competition in those fights.
So a big chance back the other way as we are finally back into action. Palomino clipped from behind, and a free kick coming here, and a dangerous moment as Michael Knapp is sitting on a yellow card already. And Natalie Simon taking her time on this one. It looked like she had the card in her hand. Sorry, that was her whistle. That's yellow. And this was a big moment.
Yeah, it looks like Manny Egbo took the worst of it at the end of that play. big collision there.
And you could see the call. Palomino is running at pace. He gets clipped. It's not a ton of contact, but it's a foul.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's, it's so hard to jump behind a player and not draw the foul there, even if you don't have contact, and that touch got away from Palomino there, and you just look like you stumble a little bit. You're more times than not going to get that foul.
And Manny Egbo, he's still down on the ground. Now he gets up and is ready to get back into the wall for his. Probably just doesn't want to be a part of the wall, so stay down as long as possible.
Smart man, that Manny Egbo.
And Omar So in a conversation. All 11 players are back in the box right now defensively for New York Red Bulls 2. And Christian Dean is standing alongside this one with Jake Arman, who we have seen almost exclusively take the free kicks. So New York now trying to get their wall set up. Manny Egbo still demanding a reason he wasn't fouled, but that came after the initial foul was called. So chaos around the box, a lot for Luca Lewis to deal with. Christian Dean and Arman standing over this one. It'll be Arman to take, and again, he can't get it under the crossbar.
Yeah, I think it's just tough there. I mean, it's not easy to get that ball up and down over the wall, but you got to hit that one with a little bit more pace, because if you float it, it's never going to have the chance to get down. If you hit it with a little bit more power, that's going to have a better chance to get up and down there. But Luca Lewis, again, very comfortable with that shot.
We've seen Arman's free kick delivery for headers, service, been super dangerous. Now the second time where, again, he doesn't get the shot on frame.
I think Christian Dean might have things to say about the next one up there. Seemed confident standing over that ball.
Well, Manny Egbo as a center back has 3 goals from the PK spot, so why not one on the free kick? Mitchell's in space here, trying to make it 3-0, and the teenager scores! Roll Mitchell to the crowd once again, and New York Red Bulls 2 take a 3-goal lead here at home.
Talk about transition moments, and another one, and a beautiful goal there by Roll Mitchell. The ball turns over here. Great press from New York, and Daniel Edelman again with an incredible tackle. Jeremy Rafanello filling up that stat sheet here tonight. Roll Mitchell with a cheeky little outside of the foot. And the young man just continues to impress. Can't talk enough about this tackle from Daniel Edelman there. That's just what unlocks these transition moments. And Jeremy Rafanello, 2 goals and assists here tonight. Roll Mitchell, you can see what that goal means to him. Goes over. There's lots of love for the family and friends here tonight.
Well, there are plenty of them. He is a Montclair, New Jersey native, and he's just 18 years old. And he's finishing with the outside of his foot against Brandon Miller, a former USL goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah, you can see the confidence. It's evident with Roll Mitchell, and you can tell, and even the beginning of the year he wasn't starting games. John Wolnack talks so highly of him from his work with him with the academy, and he just it's even hard to put into words for him. He just knew there was something to him there, and you can tell he's really unlocking the best of him.
Mitchell came into the opening game off the bench for his pro debut, drew a penalty kick that helped get New York back into it against Hartford Athletic, eventually a 3-2 loss. But he was the igniter, as you said. A big game on the road against Charleston. Had a goal and an assist in that one. And when Tom Barlow came from the MLS side, it was Mitchell who kept his spot and Omar So who went to the bench. Shows you how much that young man has meant to this team. And he does it once again as this one's clipped into the box and headed away by Kelly.
Yeah, Roll Mitchell, he's been probably the brightest revelation of this team this year, and he's breathed life into this attack that really was kind of stagnant for the early part of this season, which is something we're very not used to seeing. And so I think he's continuing to solidify himself into this lineup every week.
So no surprise, Valentin Sabella is going to come on. It will be in place of the young Houston Dynamo homegrown Marcelo Palomino. Didn't get his foot on the ball this game. Didn't really see the best of him. But you look at Sabella coming off that screamer of a goal against Hartford and that comeback. And that's not a name that Red Bulls 2 fans will want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell that this Charlotte team has so many weapons that they can bring off the bench, and shows why they've been so successful this season, because they've got such a good roster and one that Coach Jeffries can be very proud of. But they're trying everything to get back into this game, but 3-0 is a tough hole.
The United Soccer League's all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Clip ball coming in here from Armin once again. Egbo, the first one to meet it. Knapp with the second header. Bronico goes out wide for Dean. Drop back again for Armin, a second chance to serve it in. A dangerous ball, and Lewis gets his hands on it. Lewis rolls it out to the feet of Tom Poole. An explosive scoring game for New York right now. They are also looking for their first shutout of the season defensively. On both sides of the field as So tries to jump that pass. Miller back along his own goal. He clips one forward. Rafanello the first one on that touch, and then Dave Velarde comes back and recovers. For New York Red Bulls too. We found the formula. The press comes on when you take a lead. Leading 3-0 right now, but not out of the woods yet against the Charlotte Independents. Sabella, his first touch into the feet of Kelly. And Nat put under pressure.
That's going to be an important thing to watch the rest of this game for New York. You know, you want to press as long as you can, and you know, I think that's what makes New York so good is that press. But it comes a time where you do get fatigued, and so we're going to have to wait and see where that, when you do drop off a little bit, you have to be even more organized and more aware of, you know, the details and still find cues to press. But I think they still have more in the tank, and it's going to lead to some more chances.
Bronico clips his ball into the middle of the box. Zielinski with the clearance. For New York Red Bulls, too, they've got options on the bench. Not a single one is a senior player. All of them academy pieces, but it means they've got energy. As Parra puts that one in, and a penalty kick will be called. Michael Knapp once again with the sliding block. And this time it goes off his arm, and Natalie Simon right on top of that one.
Yeah, I think there was no doubt there for Simon Knapp, and I think Charlotte pointed to it right away as he goes for that slide. Yeah, his arm was up. Not sure if that was a natural position or not there, Dave. I think he's, yeah, clearly off the hand there.
There's been some weird ones lately with the, natural running, but I think the hand directly above your head, as high as possible, doesn't count as one of those. So for Dane Kelly, can he start the comeback here? Looking for another USL Championship goal, the all-time leader in goals. He's got one since he's returned against Hartford last week. No one else in the league you'd rather see standing over this one. Kelly to take it, and he puts it in the corner. As expected, Dane Kelly, clinical from the spot. And all of a sudden, the heat turned up on the home team.
Yeah, perfect penalty there from Dane Kelly. Steps up, slots it out of the reach of Luca Lewis. Charlotte's knocking the door again. You know, they're very comfortable in this comeback mode, so New York's going to have to continue to be aggressive, but in a smart manner.
Omar So looking to answer immediately. Some good contact on that one, just couldn't find the corner.
Yeah, great flick on there from Will Mitchell, and Omar So just put all his weight behind that one, almost picks out the top corner.
Connor, you have to think there's a big 5 minutes or so coming up to see if Charlotte can build on this momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. After a goal is always crucial for both sides, and New York would have loved to have a response like that from Omar So, but it's going to be big for these players to, you know, if you let Charlotte get a couple more chances here, they're going to get more and more comfortable, and it's the momentum shifts in their favor. So you want to be so smart to limit their chances and get some of your own.
Charlotte takes that free kick quickly, arm into the end line. Laid off here for Para. His shot blocked. His second chance goes just wide.
And Charlotte just gains so much confidence right now with that goal. DiValardi just puts a good ball in the box. Sabella lays it off. And Para has a wide open goal on that half volley on the left foot, but just
Lewis, under pressure there. And he gets taken out, but he played the short pass poorly for Egbo, forced him to play it back, and it was beautifully read by Dane Kelly.
And this is what I'm talking about with these smart moments. You know, so I know you want to play, and it's worked for you in this game, but sometimes you just got to get it upfield and get it out of pressure, especially when you've been under the gun for a couple minutes here.
So we said it for Charlotte. They trailed 1-0 against Hartford. They scored a goal. They conceded about a minute and a half later, as we almost saw from Omar Sow, and then they were able to come back, make it 2-2, and win it 3-2. Coach Wolenek talking to his sideline. Looks like Austin Brummett standing alongside him. We'll see if a move is coming for New York Red Bulls too. Edelman under pressure. Knapp able to work out of it with him. Rafanello down the right side, closed down by Dean. Dean takes Rafanello out and the assistant referee. And Natalie Simon, she's got to be careful here. There'll be a yellow card coming for Christian Dean. And Dean, tired of chasing these kids around.
Yeah.
Putting Rafanello into the scoreboards.
Yeah, Christian Dean. We're going right back to the scene of the crime with the scuffle before, and I think we're leaving a little bit of frustration maybe from that scuffle there, but Jeremy Rafanello just takes the brunt of a huge Christian Dean tackle and takes out the referee as well. Very deserving of a yellow card there.
So Alex Fochea, who was in the middle of that scrum last time, takes some more contact, so he's going to have to hit the ice bath after this one for the assistant referee.
Yeah, we're going to have to get those trainers for these refs. They've been working hard tonight.
I believe Jeremy Rafanello still down behind the play. He's got 2 goals and an assist already in this one. And for this young player, he didn't come through the Red Bull Academy, but a New Jersey native. He's been around. And after spending a year with Indy 11, and you see Matty Acosta and Sergeant Goma ready to come on the field as well, he has been phenomenal in this game. We've seen him close to breakouts, but this has been different.
Yeah, 100%. This has been clear his best game of the year, and you can see that confidence building game after game after game and getting more comfortable in the system. And like for any player coming in the system, it's not easy to learn right away, and you can tell he's been working really hard, but most of all, he's so excited to be home, playing in front of his family and his friends, and you can tell this is that breakout we've been waiting for him.
It's been a circuitous career. Went to Penn State and then left to go and play for FC Helsingør over in Scandinavia. Came back to the U.S. Spent last year with Indy 11, of course. Tough year, that COVID-shortened season, 4 starts and a goal. And now here with New York Red Bulls too. So Roel Mitchell will walk off with a goal in this one as his friends and family give him that standing ovation. Serge Ngoma, the young man, will come on here. One of the 2 youngest players on the roster for a young team. That's impressive. And Matty Acosta, the defensive midfielder, will come on as well. And it looks like it will be night done for Jeremy Rafanello. So 2 goals and assists, close to a hat trick. I think he'll take it.
Yeah, I think that will sit just fine with him. And the 2 goal scorers off the field get their ovation, but there's a lot of work still to do for this New York team, and I think that's exactly what you're looking at. They want to solidify things right now and bring in on Matty Acosta. And
so Edelman floats this free kick in, knocked down on the top of the box. Castillo trying to keep the attack alive. His cross is blocked, and he'll go out for a corner kick. So where do you think this lines New York up? Because you're taking out 2 quote-unquote forwards. You're bringing in 1 forward in Ngoma, but Matty Acosta, more of a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you want to look at. You're trying to solidify things, get another defensive midfielder in there, clog up that middle. Charlotte's been getting more more success on the wing, so you can be a little bit more aggressive with these outside backs to cover that space. And you want these 8s or these 6s to really cover that ground as well and really key in on these overloads they have on the wings.
Edelman will take this corner kick. Rafanello, you can see off in the corner there. Headed straight up in the box, and Miller comes down with it. Going to immediately start the attack. And Tombul all the way up the field. He's got a long run to get himself back into position, and LaCava with the recovery run. And Joey Zielinski with the safe clearance to enter the final 15 minutes of this one. So since the penalty kick goal, New York, it seems to have killed the momentum a little bit. A lot of it around that injury to Rafanello.
Yeah, I think that's something that is a killer of momentum for sure. When, it's the downside of taking big fouls and getting in scrums, you crush that momentum. And so I think for New York, these next couple of minutes are going to be very important to really get to that 80th minute. Up 2 goals, it's going to be big. Matty Acosta comes into this game, solidify things, but you still have a lot of weapons up front. You bring in Serge Ngoma, a guy that John Wolyniec, another forward that he's super high on. He talks about his lightning pace. He says, I asked him before the match who's faster, him or Jake LaCava, and I think he still says Serge Ngoma hasn't hit that top end yet. So it's interesting to see how it'll affect this game.
And a great feature on Bleacher Report about the New York Red Bull Academy that Serge Ngoma, a big part of, and New York Red Bulls hope that he will be a big part of the future of this club. And somehow Dave Velarde kept possession there. Bronico with the pullback. Intercepted by Edelman. Acosta now looking for the counterattack. And can Ngoma stretch those legs here? 1v1 with Roberts, and the veteran defender makes the play. Hugh Roberts, one of the best that's ever done it in USL Championship history, steps up big there in the open field.
Yeah, it was a great ball by Matty Acosta.
Sabello with the turn, Egbo with the interception.
Serge Ngoma just showed him a little bit too much of the ball there, and when you're playing a veteran defender like Roberts there.
And Coach Wolyniec is furious as LaCava hits the ground. They felt that Riascos' elbow was high, and the 4th official is right there as LaCava is holding his nose.
Yeah, and I think you can sense this over the past couple minutes, and there you go, red card.
The red card's been shown.
Well deserved there. That's just a cheap shot there on Jake LaCava, and Riascos, he's been frustrated the past couple minutes. That frustration's been building throughout the half, and you can see he just reached a boiling point there, and just hoping for the best for Jake LaCava.
So Kevin Riascos, out injured last game, returning to the starting lineup. And now a number of players surrounding LaCava right in front of the benches. And Mike Jeffries and John Wolyniec right on top of that, trying to calm things down for their teams. This one might take the wind out of the sails of Charlotte, looking for back-to-back come-from-behind wins. And Kevin Riascos returning to his native U.S. after a few years playing professionally down in Colombia. It was an early trip to the showers for him.
Yeah, I think Jake LaCava took a bad elbow there from Riascos. Like I said, the frustration had been building. You could tell he's been arguing with the referees. He's laid in some big tackles here today, but whether that's frustration with the result that they're having at the moment, but taking out that anger on Jake LaCava, and you're happy to see him get up relatively unscathed from that.
And well handled there from Natalie Simon. She knew her 4th official was right on top of it, blew the whistle, took the moment to go over, talk to the 4th official over there in Christian Centeno, and then made the call. And it looks like LaCava will be okay and ready to continue as New York Red Bulls 2 will play out the final 11 minutes of this. Up a man, and immediately in the attack, Ngoma running at that back line, missing Riascos now. Drops it back here for Edelman. Edelman with the shot, and it'll go over the top.
New York wasting no time off that restart. They're hungry for more goals here tonight.
For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head to uslwleague.com to learn more. You can get a dope Talisman USLW League hat there as well, which I am currently sitting next to.
You were just the coolest kid on the block.
You had to make the trigger by the moment I saw it. It was cool. Of course, Hartford Athletic, one of the franchises that will have a USLW League, but those new markets, especially one in Minnesota, really exciting. As Acosta with the big run upfield, Dean with the interception, second ball from Acosta. Dave Velarde recovers. And now Christian Dean off and flying up the field. Sabella can't keep possession as Castillo takes it away. New York trying to take advantage here as Dean with a little shove on So. Natalie Simon right on top of that one, but it was in the box. Tom Bull now in a battle with Kelly. And Kelly will get called for the foul from behind.
Yeah, you can tell this is a little bit desperation time here from Charlotte. There's a lot of big tackles. They're trying to get 2 goals in 10 minutes plus. And so, you know that New York, you got to weather this storm. And you know there's going to be chances on the opposite end. You see Matty Acosta make a big run upfield, just can't get the end result on it. But you just got to buckle down and weather this storm. And if you can grab another goal, great.
And New York Red Bulls too, never going to take their foot off the gas. You do also, and it's early in the season, you're not talking about it. You do have a 7-goal loss of goal differential that you'd love to start to make up in a chance where you're up a man, up some goals at home. But the key here is to get the victory.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's going to be a key, and I think if they can get a little bit of chunk out of that tonight, they'll be very pleased.
So we get a report from our producer that Brandon Miller was also shown a yellow card after Riascos' red card. You saw him come up all the way to the 4th official, pleading his point alongside Hugh Roberts, and Miller was shown that yellow card there. So now 3 yellow cards to Charlotte Independence, as well as the red card, and 4 yellow cards shown to New York Red Bulls too. So we've got everything. We've got goals, we've got penalties, we've got red cards, and we've got yellow cards in this one. The 2 teams that haven't seen each other in over a year. The animosity already there. Manny Egbo's playing, huh?
I mean, 3 more matches we get this year of these 2 sides.
Yep.
I think we're going to see some more fireworks.
Including the opening of the brand new, beautiful facility that Charlotte Independence have put together in downtown Charlotte. That one coming up on July 7th. So if you're in the Charlotte area, make sure to get tickets and get out for that one. And if you are not in the Charlotte area, might be worth a trip. These 2 teams going toe-to-toe in a brand new facility as Sabella gets into the box. His shot is blocked. He goes down holding his ankle. Parra takes it over. The cross played in. It bounces in the box. Dimmick trying to turn and get a cross away, and Tom Bull with the interception.
Yeah, I think Luca Lewis is pleading with his back line and all the guys in front of him that they just got to sharpen things up defensively right now. They're leaving Charlotte with way too much room to get some chances here. And if they get another goal back here, this game is going to get very, very interesting.
Edelman with an interception. So he was behind the midfield line, I believe, and onside, but he was a step off. It was close on the initial ball, but I think it took Edelman a half second to get rid of it.
Yeah, just a step offside there from Omar So. He can smell there's more goals in this match, and he's trying to kick off his 2021 campaign here.
Last time we saw him run from midfield with the ball, he chipped the keeper. So keep your eyes peeled so far as Dave Velarde gets into the box. But with Dane Kelly and Irvin Parra on the field, there's still chances in this one for Charlotte. Edelman with the turnover, and Roberts the interception. Immediately restarts the attack. There's no time to waste for the Charlotte Independents. Dave Velarde's been a huge threat since coming on at halftime at left wing back. Armin's been good all game as well. His cross gets in, and Sabella and Kelly collide. And a softly hit shot into the arms of Lewis.
Incredible run there from Armin. He's been so dangerous all game. See him getting up around, great little underlap there, and puts a great little ball in there. Just Kelly and Sabella can't get it right between the two of them. And this is where you're going to want to see some leadership here from New York. I think Edelman and Knapp are getting a little bit sucked into this back line, and it almost creates a little bit of chaos on that back line. So you want to see them continually to step out. We'll see Knapp actually check out of this game, but you want to see Manny Egbo, your leaders on this team, settle everybody down, take a communal breath, and realize what's happening in this game. You got to kill this game off, be smart, because this would be a huge win to get the first win at home for New York and try to kick things off for this season.
And congratulations to J.C. Cortez, New York Red Bull Academy player, making his pro debut here for New York Red Bulls too, as he comes on the field alongside his U17 teammate Austin Brummett. Cortez, a guy you know fairly well. Center back, will play at left back here, but a talented young player.
Yeah, very talented, and a player they're very high on, clearly getting the opportunity to make that debut here tonight. And he's got a good left foot. We've seen him in the New York Academy Derby prove very well there. Austin Brummett comes on, and so a very proud moment, and yet another proud moment for this academy in this 21 season.
And for Michael Knapp, you'd love to see him stay on the field, as you said, with the veteran presence. Is sitting on that yellow card, so it makes sense to get him out. Juan Castillo dealing with a little bit of an injury, so he comes off the field as well, as Ngoma's cross is blocked by Roberts. And De Velarde, ball up the line to Para. Egbo with the strong tackle, and Para goes down holding his leg. And Natalie Simon now is going to go issue a yellow card to Manny Egbo. It's just been a ticking time bomb with him waiting for that yellow card.
You can see it in his eyes. He lined him up all the way, and Manny Egbo, he doesn't want to miss out on the fun. He wanted a yellow card as well, and lays in a big tackle there and on Para, and we've got it all today. We've got it all.
5 yellow cards for New York players, a red card and 3 yellows on the other side for Charlotte. Armin and Dean starting this quickly off the free kick. Ngoma now under pressure. Beautiful work from Ngoma and Acosta, and Serge Ngoma off and flying. He's got teammates to both sides. Goes wide left for LaCava. Black jerseys fly forward. Ngoma has it touched away by Roberts for a corner kick.
Yeah, lovely little combination from Serge Ngoma. You know, he's under pressure in his own defensive third and gets a beautiful little combination. I think that ball for Jake LaCava could have been played a little bit in front of him, and they could have gotten a chance there, but Jake LaCava repays the favor to him, and I think he just needs to take that shot first time. He tries, you know, if he comes off with that, I'm swallowing my words there, but I think he, you know, get that first time shot and get a good opportunity for yourself.
So Distel Zola will come on the field here for Jake Armin, who had another monster performance. Zola, Congolese international, on loan from El Paso Locomotive. You can understand the work Jake Armin's put in these last 3 games. Get him off and get him a little bit of a breather. As Kelly now in a battle with Tombul. And Cortez, talk about into the fire from U17 to Dane Kelly. That is one big test.
Absolutely, and I think that's, you know, these are the types of games you want to get these academy players into. You know, give them a little taste of what life is like at the next level, especially in a more comfortable setting where you are up 3-0 or 3-1. But I think it's only going to prove beneficial in the long run for these young players.
Big collision. And a tackle from behind, so Zola not wasting any time, getting up to the pace of play. We talked about Michael Knapp's performance, but Juan Castillo, 18 years old, new country, took him a while to even get on the field, get a visa. This may have been his best performance so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had some really good moments, and moments that I know Red Bull fans who follow this team are going to be proud of. You know, he's found some really good times to release under this pressure. Stopped some transition moments. He, you know, had some good moments going forward, and I think it's definitely a very positive result or performance for him to build off of, continually get more comfortable in this system. And I think there's been a lot of unsung heroes here tonight who may not necessarily be on the score sheet. I think, like you said, Michael Knapp and Daniel Edelman have been fantastic here. They've really controlled the midfield for large portions of this game and really thwarted any attack that Charlotte had.
Michael Knapp, the first Montclair State University, former player to play here for New York Red Bulls too on MSU Soccer Park. It looks like a foul will be called against the Charlotte Independents, so it'll be a free kick from almost the corner spot for New York Red Bulls too as we enter the final seconds of regular time. Free kick lined up here. It'll be a minimum of 6 minutes of stoppage time, and that's what you get for a couple boxing matches, as well as a red card and a whole lot else.
Fair enough.
In the second half. Let's do more, right?
Absolutely. Why not?
Why not? Austin Brummett, and it looks like LaCava and Edelman standing over this one. And then Sabella immediately tries to go through the back of Edelman. And now it'll be free kick in favor of New York, and Natalie Simon has to check on Daniel Edelman. Sabella, it looked like, just ran through the back of him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he took the charge here. Let's see. He sets the feet. Maybe a little black. The feet were moving a little bit there. Daniel Edelman.
Kevin Garnett screen.
Yeah.
Edelman, though, expertly did roll himself back on the field.
He's learning very quickly.
He's got a little bit of a cheek in his game. The young former PDA player out of Southern New Jersey. And now Edelman immediately back on the defensive. And Cortez gets that one away. Hugh Roberts going to win every ball in the air, one-on-one against Ngoma. But here's the danger with LaCava running forward. LaCava into the box, squares it for So with the shot, and he puts it just wide.
Omar so close to getting on the score sheet there. Another incredible run from Jake LaCava. He just shows that power, that pace, and slows down, finds Omar So. Just can't tuck it in. Yeah, he's got to slot that low and hard. Whatever we're saying, low and hard. I know the glitz and the glam to go upper 90, but low and hard is just as effective.
Omar So, 20 years old, 7 goals last year, 1 goal so far this year against Loudoun United. LaCava again into the attack, trying to put it across the face of the box for Brummett. Once again, Christian Dean standing up to that attack. And Charlotte, about 4 minutes here in stoppage time. They can get one. They can put some pressure on New York, cut this lead in half. And Omar So didn't stay on side, and LaCava played the ball too late. And you can hear the New York coaching staff talking to Omar So. And, you know, as a coaching staff, you'd love to see him get a goal and get some confidence.
Yeah, I think
alongside Mitchell and Rafanello.
Yeah, they're looking for him to, really have that breakout as well. And you see Jeremy Rafanello get that tonight, and Omar So, I'm sure he's licking his lips right now.
And Ngoma in on goal. He gets the touch. And he can't put it on frame. Serge Ngoma, the teenager, looking for his first career goal.
Great ball there from Omar So. Serge Ngoma's just looking for a little bit of that contact, trying to hold off Roberts there. Instead of maybe taking that extra step to play the ball, and just tries to poke at it, guide it to the back post. But
so New York Red Bulls too will make their final substitution as Max Andrews will come on. And it looks like Jake LaCava, who pulled up off that through ball with a little bit of a limp, his evening is done.
Yeah, another great performance from Jake LaCava. And, even if he isn't filling up the stat sheet, goals and assists, he's such a huge part of this team, huge part of this attack, and a really big performance again here from him tonight.
So another New York Red Bull U17 player makes their professional debut here in Max Andrews. What do you want to call him?
I mean, he's young Tim Parker. This is it. Max Andrews, we've been calling him Tim Parker for years and years when we were training, seeing him train on the academy fields next to us. Even when Tim Parker was with the first team, I mean, it's uncanny. But another young prospect.
Max Andrews, carved out of stone just like Tim Parker, and the bright red hair as well. Committed to go to West Point to play his college soccer, and he gets to make his New York Red Bull 2 debut. I think some more minutes coming for a guy like him over the course of this summer.
Yeah, you talk to everyone around the Red Bull Academy, and he's someone that they're so high on. They love every aspect of his game, and they know that this is going to be a level that they're looking for him to play at, and you're thrilled to see him get that debut here tonight.
Brandon Miller trying to take a couple yards to put this one into the New York box. Parra with the flick on. Kelly chasing as Egbo tries to stand him up. It's been a good battle between those two here tonight. Zola's touch a little bit long. Acosta cleaning up Edelman's mess. And now Brummett, a chance to start the attack for the New Hampshire native. And Parra wins it back off him very easily. Sabella into the feet of Zola. A few lazy moments here for New York Red Bulls too in the dying minutes. And Andrews goes up. He wins his first header of his professional soccer career. Natalie Simon goes over to check on Irving Parra. So all in all for this New York Red Bull 2 backline, not a shutout, but you kept Dane Kelly quiet from open play. He dealt with a lot in this second half, and Luca Lewis is going to get a victory, it looks like, with this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of really bright moments for this team and a performance that you can absolutely build on. I think they're going to be a little bit disappointed not to get that clean sheet, but a great result at home.
New York Red Bulls 2 get their first home win of the 2021 season. Charlotte Independence coming off victories against the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Hartford Athletic, and they fall on the road in New Jersey as John Wolinek's side finally breaks through. Jeremy Rafanello, the leader in this one. Some extracurriculars, it had everything. Red cards, penalty kicks, goals, and challenges. It was a lot of fun. As we will step aside, we'll be back in just a moment with all our post-game coverage here on ESPN+.
The average person generates nearly 1 ton of waste, with more than 250 million tons of garbage being buried in U.S. landfills annually. At Covanta, we are working to change that and ensure no waste is ever wasted. We believe the materials discarded every day should be utilized to their fullest potential to preserve the world's valuable resources and generate clean energy for our communities and the world we live in. This is how Covanta is powering today and protecting tomorrow.
I'm a Verizon engineer, part of the team that built 5G right, the only one from America's most reliable network. We designed our 5G to make the things you do every day better. With 5G nationwide, millions of people can now work, listen, and stream in Verizon 5G quality. And in parts of many major cities where people can use massive capacity, we have ultra-wideband, the fastest 5G in the world. This is the 5G that's built for you. This is 5G built right, only from Verizon.
A hard-fought game between New York Red Bulls 2 and Charlotte Independence. New York gets their first home win of the season. David Goss and Connor Lade with you. And Connor, as the fighting still goes on, final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, you know, it's an incredible Red Bull performance. I think John Wolenek can be thrilled with what his team put out on the field tonight, getting goals from Jeremy Rafanello, really filling up the score sheet. Another great performance from Roll Mitchell, and I think, a lot of very bright performances, a lot to build off going into their next game.
New York Red Bulls 2 will travel on the road to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in 9 days for the Charlotte Independence. A tough road trip for them as they come back off of this quick turnaround, and they look to get back to winning ways. This was a fun one. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy all the rest of your USL Championship action all week on ESPN+. For myself, David Goss, Connor Lade, and everyone in our broadcast, thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.